So, see what the time is. So, we're finally here. It's taken forever to get to here. I'm going to be talking about the summary of what happened over the period of time ended up doing. In total, I think it was 47 days worth of intermittent fasting. I've done a series first of all of 6 days and lost a whole lump of weight. And then done another series after one you can say a full day break. It was when Conor McGregor was fighting. And basically that night I wanted to have some snacks and everything else, and then I jumped back on the wagon and then I ended up doing a 41 day stint of intermittent fasting and stopped on Christmas Eve 2016. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it up into 3 bits. 3 is the magic number. Now what I'm going to do now is my feelings about the whole thing in regards to my assessment of how it went, just general feedback and just me talking blurb. Then number 2 will be a breakdown of actually analysing and looking at things, because some of you guys who followed know there was a period where I stopped going to the gym and experienced certain things that weren't as gratifying, I can't even say the word properly, as when I was going to the gym. So I was challenged with that, and I noticed my body kind of had a reaction to do with that. And we can talk about the plateaus and everything else, as well as look at the short shock system that I've always done, which is usually something where I will do intermittent fasting for something like, I think the longest I've ever done before this was probably anywhere between 6 to say 10 days. That's how I usually do it. And then I crack back on and I come in and come out, so I'll talk more on that. Rather than the long side of things which I've done this time round, on the back end of it. So, which is good, we've got two sides of the story. And during that time, what I was eating, my focuses and everything else. So I'll be talking about that now, shortly. Not now, sorry. I'll be talking about that next, after the first one about my feelings and everything else. Then the third one is going to be all to do with the macros. I'm going to physically look at and show you off the screen, going through macros and how it can really help some of you guys and girls that have been challenged, because we all motivated in all shapes and moved in different shapes and forms. And intermittent fasting is one of those things, depending on how you're doing it, you can either incorporate macros or don't bother. But I want to kind of go down the macros because I've been talking about it for a long time. So it's time to get in there and start dissecting that as well. So we're going to go through 3 elements. The first one I'm going to do is my feelings about it all. I'm going to rig everything up so I can stand up and talk, so I always talk better that way. And then when we get into the analytical side of things, which is basically looking at the fundamental elements of the 47 days, and the macro side of things, I'll do more of a screen kind of shot and with my webcam and everything else and take it from there. But with no further ado, let's go in to the first element, which is part 1. We're here, finally. It's taken forever to get here, to tell the truth, and the reason being is because there's just been so much data to have to deal with. The camera, I don't know whether it's set up properly or not, hopefully it is. It just looks a bit skew with, and what should I do with it? I don't know. Okay, John Mark Anthony. So we're finally here with the summary, and we're in part 1, phase 1. With regards to do with just the feelings and the emotions of what went, how it was. This ain't going to be, I don't know, I'm not going to say it's not going to be too long because you never know with me. Long and the short of it is, done first of all 6 days, stopped for one evening, stroke something, and then started up again and went straight for 41 days up until Christmas Eve. I'm going to talk about all of it as on a whole in the first instance. On a whole,
I think it was a roaring success in regards to collating data and getting an understanding and appreciation of the whole system in itself in regards to do with intermittent fasting. There's a plethora, there's so many different ways to do it, okay? And I will link below several people that are subscribers of mine, or I'm subscribers of them, and they're everyday Joe Blow. So they're kind of like everyday people. They're not, they haven't got nothing to sell or promote to yourselves. They're physically doing it, and they're documenting what they're doing now. And they're going longer than me. They've been going, they're either started and gone beyond me, or they've been way beyond me. And so they'll be great to follow. I've got basically one person that is doing Eat Stop Eat. That's something I'm going to be reviewing and looking into myself. I was going to say possibly, but I will definitely be looking into that system later on. I don't know when in the year, possibly in the first part of the first quarter. So stay tuned for that. And then got two guys that are basically doing OMAD, which is basically 1 meal a day. So I'll put their links below. And from there, obviously, what you can do is follow them. And also then there's another YouTuber who is probably more flexible, like myself. And I know she's been, I don't know how long she's been doing 1 meal a day, but I will put her link below as well. And we'll take it from there. So what are my views? Roaring success, as I said, to do with collating the data. If I can say it worked for me, I can say yes. One thing that did happen, every single week, without fail, I lost weight. Guaranteed. And I know if I carried on, I would guarantee lose weight. I was thinking that I might carry on, but what I'm doing right now is looking at how my body is dealing with other kind of things right now, with how I eat for the next week to 2 weeks. From there, got to reassess everything and then possibly go back into an intermittent form of fasting, or I might do a hack, or I might just leave it for a little bit longer and then try an actual particular system where there's actually actual paraphernalia on it, in a sense, rather than just me doing what I do. Okay, the long and the short of it is you can lose weight with this system and you can maintain it, and it can be a lifestyle. It won't be for everyone. I didn't enjoy it all the time. The way that I do it previously in the past, I loved it. I love that way. That works for me. 1 meal a day, I don't know, because I haven't done that properly. I've done a form of it, but it's very loose, and there's better ways of doing it, and that's why, like I said, I'm gonna hand that baton over to two guys that I follow with regards to do their weight loss, and they're losing weight, and they've been continuously losing weight. I didn't enjoy the long one at all. I think what I done is because I flanged myself and I threw myself in there. If I was better prepared, I think I could have enjoyed it a lot better. Me taking the gym side of things out just drove me crazy. I will never ever kind of do something like that again. For other people it would work because they might not be a gym rat, or they might not be really focused on exercise. They may have started heavily on and be focusing on the diet side of things. But because it's such a proponent of what I'm doing now, it's almost like I took out one of my major tools, a third of what I'm doing, and it just completely shipwrecked me. And I think if I hadn't done that, the results I can't say could have, or definitely, or I really think, but may have actually been better than what they were, because I think it really messed up my metabolism. And some people might kind of argue with that, but because I've been training heavily, very strong and very consistent, just a little bit before starting the channel and then doing the channel and everything else, and then to suddenly take like 6 days out and just jolt, the same way as when I'd done the first intermittent fast for 6 days, bang, I just lost loads of weight. It's like I just slammed the brakes on, handbrakes on and everything else, and I had a lorry go and just hit me like that. And I went into a series of plateaus. And also I just messed myself up mentally as well. So when you've got those elements happening, you go into stress. And I noticed after that happened, I started getting hunger pains on a regular basis. I was keeping. I never kind of messed up with anything. I might overeat or whatever when I was coming to break my fast. So like I said, I was doing a loose 1 meal a day where I would just cram all my food in. So some days I was gorging and went a bit too much, but at the same time I wasn't, because well, you'll see when we do the caloric kind of intake and the macros and everything else. You'll see that I wasn't going in any form of excessiveness, and which is good. The data's there, so we can kind of look and review that kind of stuff. But like I said, I started getting hunger pains, and I was just, by the time I got to the end of it, I just thought, thank God for this. But I didn't help myself again with the little Christmas palaver that I was doing. So I was heaping a whole load of stuff on. Like I said, if I go back into it, and I do the system that I usually do, but go into it in a complete different way where I do not extract the gym side of things, I think I really do believe I'll get a better effect. And it's something that I may do again. I'm really, because I was actually thinking of, this is why I'm talking so serious, because at one point I was thinking I was going to do the rest of my, the weight I want to get off, using intermittent fasting. I really did think that. And then I was there and it was working and everything else. And I didn't hit a plateau because of, because I've done so many days. I'm not saying it wouldn't, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying it wouldn't have got there later on, but I just sped up the inevitable so much, I just increased it. It's like I put my foot on the throttle and just smashed into a flipping oncoming traffic and just put myself in hospital with that side of things. So, long and short of it, I didn't like it. I loved the first one, I loved it because of the results, recording it, focused on how everything was. And that's how I do it. It's almost like, okay, I need to lose weight. Okay, I want to get some weight off, bang. I want to get a big chunk of weight off quick, fast, and bosh. And then it gets me to where I want to get to. Then I do training, I level off, and I don't kind of go back. I don't kind of put all the weight back on. It levels off for a bit. I might lose, say, like 3 or 4 kilos, and then I might put on half a kilo or whatever, but then it levels out. So it's like a big chunk. So if I hit it like that once every, I usually hit it like that about once every 3 to 6 weeks. I just hit it like that, and it just works. I'm just in, out, just a little bit shifting. I love doing it like that. I love it. That works for me, and I get some serious impetus. And when you do intermittent fasting, there's other things. It's like it does a cleanse. It boosts up your hormones. It's just it repairs certain parts of your anatomy, your body, and it just enables and gives a rest towards your whole digestive system. And that's why I said I'm going to be pinging you over to those other guys, because they're able to break it down a lot more, especially the 1 meal a day guys. They've got some really good content, and they advise you on what stuff to read on. So if you're looking to do this in a kind of a long-term basis, definitely follow them, because they will give you inspiration, encouragement, motivation, and also you can just you can write and type them up and ask them a question, and they'll feed back to yourselves. So that's it really. I love the way I do it. I love it. And if you see I will link some of my previous videos in regards to do with intermittent fasting and how to approach it and everything else. I really break down, so I'm not going to go back over all that stuff again. I'll put a link down as well. I'll put a link as in like my previous videos or John's previous videos, or you know, whatever, and then obviously the other guys' stuff as well. So that's it. That's the basic summary in the first instance. Would I do it again? Yes. Will I do it again? Yes. Will I do a long-term one? I'm not too sure yet. Will I do it again on a regular basis throughout the rest of my life? Yes, 1000%. It works. And you'll see that in the other videos I've done. I've spoken about how much it works and how much it's improved and impacted my life in a positive way. So that's part 1 done, dusted, finally out of the way. Now part 2 is going to be looking at the actual kind of dates of what was going on, and I'll be just giving a kind of bird's eye view of what happened, and then we'll be delving into certain aspects, okay? That's going to be on the computer screen, as well as like a webcam on me, where I'll be talking through that one. That one might be a bit longer because I don't know where that's going to go. This is going to be going ad hoc. And it's going to be exactly the same with the macros, because with the macro side of things, I'm going to be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Introducing you to a macro format, and then going through some of my diet, some of my dietary things, and working out what the caloric intake was and the macros and what's broken down there. And with both of those videos, I could be introducing you to other YouTubers as well and stuff that they talk about, etc, etc. So do take the time to follow, because at least then you'll get a good rounded perspective of feelings, emotions, data, and all the aspects of this thing. Because when you, like I said, you can take this on as a way to lose weight. Do you see what I'm saying? Long term, it can actually become a full-time lifestyle. And that's where the benefit is, especially if you're looking to try to reverse some debilitating diseases that could be impeding your body, or you're needing a serious detox, or a complete kind of reshaping of your internal organs and so forth. But until next time, keep on keeping on and just go do it already. So that's phase 1, part 1 done. I'd love your feedback. Put it down below, because I've got no problem doing other videos to do this stuff and going a bit more in depth. But obviously I need to get the video out in the first place, because I've been saying it forever. The summary was supposed to come out between Christmas and New Year's, and now we're at Friday the 13th of January 2017. Got there in the end. But like I said, put your comments below, because I've got no problem expressing further more information verbally, or I could actually just come in and just link up a video towards yourself, etc, etc, that I may have done before, or someone else that I'm following. So I am following several people that do live and walk the talk with regards to doing this side of things. Please like, please comment below, please share, and if you haven't subscribed yet, why? Till next time, don't forget to look out for part 2 and also part 3. See ya!